Hey, good morning. This is Black Warning, and yes, it has been a while since I put anything on this channel. I kind of did a hiatus from the channel. I had a lot of thinking that I needed to do. I actually have a different channel called Spirit Journey, and I started it about a year ago. Spirit Journey channel is really about my spiritual journey in discovering who I am and what my life is all about, what life is all about. And before that channel, I had this one, Black Warning, and it primarily focused on my interests with the Black community at large and the things that are happening to us as a people here in the United States and all over the world, but primarily the U.S. And I stopped doing videos on this channel because I was upset about a year ago, the incident with Donald Sterling, the former owner of the LA Clippers, and his person that worked with him, slash girlfriend, slash mistress, who knows. And her name was V. Stiviano. And she had given these audio tapes to two friends, and at least one of them submitted the tapes to the media, and it eventually led to Donald Sterling to lose ownership of the LA Clippers. And when I learned that these women, there were several black women, after the whole incident, it was a big event in the media, and after that, when I saw that black women were dating him and going on these expensive trips with him, I got angry. And I said, all this drama that happened with us, and here you have these women, and they know who he is, and I'm sure they heard of the LA Clippers, you know, it's a small community, and they went out with him anyway, you know. And I said, what is this coming to? I mean, anybody can date who they want to. I don't want to come across that something of a, you know, that you're only supposed to go out with certain people. You go out with who you want to go out. If they love you, you love them, go for it, you know. But hey, they're going to go out with somebody who is known for discriminating against blacks and other so-called ethnic minorities, and then you're going to go, knowing his background, and then you're still going to go out with him, you know, it made me feel that upset. And I did a video on just what I'm talking about, that I was upset and I didn't feel that I want to continue with this channel. That was like a year ago, a little over a year ago. But on and off I had presented some videos on my hair journey, because I did cut all my hair off and would journalize its growth and the condition of it and everything. So that's primarily the only thing that I put up since then, and maybe one or two other videos. So today I'm doing a video, and I'm to put it on you know, Black Warning channel, and what I want to share something with you. I feel the matter, you know, I'm posting it on this channel because it's really it's unsettling, and so I thought it would be appropriate to put it on this channel rather than my Spirit Journey channel. But again, I may even put on both, depends upon how I feel. But I wanted to share something with you Yesterday, July 10th, and I think a week prior, I was walking my dogs in New York City, and I saw something. There was I think it's an elementary school, and in their play yard, they were, I guess according to age, and size, the little ones on one end, they were like standing at attention, row by row. And I guess, the youngest ones on one side, and then it gradually, the rows on the opposite end, older students. And in front of them were police officers. The police officers in New York City, they were wearing all black and shorts, and they were, having the kids like stand at attention, and just so that it looked like very institutionalized. It looked like a juvenile detention type of setup, how they were, like this discipline thing, or military type of situation. And all the kids were either black or Hispanics, and but all the cops primarily were white. They did have some white female officers. I remember it was at least one white female officer. And I said, what is this? I mean, it's good that, kids have discipline. Again, it's summer, and maybe this is a summer program for kids, to promote better relationships between cops and teens. But it didn't sit right with me. And then yesterday, I saw it again. I was walking my dogs, and boom. This time, though, you had the police officers, and they were playing basketball with the children. They were playing with each other, and I mean, I feel at least they're trying. That these police officers, maybe it's a new program to promote better relationships between cops and teens since the summer's out. But when I saw one of the cops, he had a gun on his hip. And he's jumping in the air, throwing the ball in there, but he has a pistol on his hip. And I said, if I was a parent, I wouldn't want my kids playing with the cop with a gun on his hip. It totally turned me off. And I think because I saw that gun on that police officer, I said, I have to speak out. I feel it's giving two messages. Two messages: we want the kids to respect police officers and that we're really your friend, okay? But at the same time, they're saying, I don't trust you, and I'm going to have a weapon on me at all times. I didn't see all the cops with a pistol. I actually just saw him with it. But I feel that it's conveying a message. We don't really trust you, but we want to control you. We want to give you the illusion that we want to be your friend, And again, all the kids there were people of color. And how come there were no white people? No white students in it, I wouldn't even want, let's say all the kids were white, and the police officer, I wouldn't want to see that either. I felt that this was in part brainwashing. In part brainwashing them that to get them familiar with being institutionalized, that you have to line up, you have to stand at attention, the strong discipline at hand, you know. And it's making me feel that they want you to think that the problem with young Black and Hispanic children is that they just need discipline. And if you get to them young enough and institutionalize their mind and thinking, then we can control them, and that when they leave school, and again, there's probably no work for them, and then they're not being groomed for college or given any skills that they can market themselves, that they're going to be on the street, you know, they're going to be, you know, maybe doing crime, things like that. And it's a social system. It's a social system of control. And I think it's very troubling. And I was shocked, you know. I put this video out here because I want parents to know. Maybe your children are in public school here in New York City, and if you see what they're really doing to your children, and that their children are being herded like prisoners of war, you wouldn't want your kids to be treated like that. Kids need, yes, kids do, they do need discipline, but discipline starts in the home. And what the school is for is to educate. So you have two things going on. Maybe parents aren't disciplining them because maybe there's no time, maybe they come home late, you know, a single parent household, you know, and then the babysitter really is the school system. And if you look at the kids in these public schools in New York City, I look at them and they just seem wild. Like it's not a place of education. And the school buildings pretty much a lot of times look like prisons. Some of them even have bars on the outside of the window that I've seen, you know. That's not conducive to learning. That's reinforcing to them that mindset that you're a prison. Parents, take control of your home and your children's activities. You know, the summer is here, you know, maybe bring them to the museum, bring them to the parks that we have here. You could go to Soho. You could go to so many different places in the city that's free. It's free to walk around and everything, you know. It has to be a better way. And I don't think the better way is to have a police officer with a gun on his hip playing basketball with your children, you know. It just has to be a better way. I feel that this is just a step, again, to just prepare them for the next step, prison, or to go to the military. And just to survive, just to get your rent paid. It has to be another alternative. We need to really get in tune with our children. You know, okay, let's say you work those long hours. Maybe when you come home, you know, you get your dinner prepared and everything, and then, you know, even if it's just for a half an hour a day, to sit down with your children, maybe you could put a candle on, dim the lightings, and you just sit there and you can meditate or give positive affirmations, you know, and bring direction in that home. And say to yourself, I don't want you in prison. I don't want you playing basketball with a cop with a gun on him. We're going to come together as a family, as a people. Start networking with each other. Know who your neighbor, you know, other women with children. Maybe you can come together. That's free, you know. You go to the park and meet together. Or you can't meet, maybe phone call each other. Say, hey, what could we do to protect our children from the system? Start thinking of plans. Plans what you want for your children. You know, maybe some things may not require going to a college per se. Because as you know, in my earlier videos on this channel, Blackcom Warning, that the school system, the college system, is just a money-making scheme. And that they can change the rules and the requirement at a drop of a hat. And you think that, oh, you'll be prepared, and then they can change the rules on you. And you're out of a job. You're not marketable anymore. And then you got to pay more money to get retrained, you know. You can train yourself. You could go to the library. Teach your kids how to go to the library and look up information. You know, different fields that they can teach themselves. And start a business. There's a thing called SCORE, S-C-O-R-E. It's a non-profit organization, and they are situated in the libraries, at least the main library here in Manhattan on, what's that? It's on 20-something Street. It's the business library in Manhattan, you know. And they have retired business people, and you can talk to them for free, and they'll steer you in the, you know, they'll advise you step by step how to start your business. So these high schools, when they're in my opinion, when you're in high school, that they're supposed to be, you know, the school system should be honing your kids' skills. So when they graduate, they have that skill that they can market or self-market, not to rely on these other institutions. You have to take control of your life, and that's what I'm trying to do now with my life. Try to reorganize my life and thinking of ways for self-empowerment. It's not about controlling others, it's about controlling your actions, your mind, what you do, and to promote that positive cash flow. That positive cash flow that is legal, you know, because a lot of these, you know, young kids think, oh, let me peddle drugs. You know, that's illegal to do, you know. And the money you make is not yours. And if the authorities capture you, they take your money too. So think of legal ways to be productive citizens. Parents, take control of your kids. Take control, you know. Don't rely on the churches to help you. They are taking your money. You take your money back by controlling who you give your money to. You know, pay yourself first, as the expression goes. Pay yourself to sustain yourself and your family. You know, it is a blessing to give, but sometimes in our communities we forget to give ourselves first. You know, support yourself, and then any money's left over, hey, sure, share. You could share to your church if that's what you want to do, or share to your neighbors, you know, etc. It's just a means of, what I'm trying to say is self-empowerment, and know what's going on around you with your children, and make a plan for your family, for your household, how you're going to sustain yourself. Because things, in my opinion, is going to be more intense, and that they're waiting, the system is waiting to find an excuse to hurt you. And as you hear in the media a couple of weeks ago, you heard of two people. This man named, his last name Roof, like, you know, what's on your, you know, on your house, on the top of your house, roof. And then this other woman, Dolezal. Roof was a man from the Carolinas in the U.S., and he went to a church, a black church, and during a Bible study, well, at the end of the hour-long Bible study, he started shooting these women, and these were older women, some of them, grandmothers and grandfathers. There was 3 men that were killed, 6 women and 3 men. And at one point during the shoot, he reloaded 5 times and shot them dead. And one of the men that was killed, he pretended that he was, he's played dead, but then he got up to check on the pastor to see if he was, if it was okay. He was the first one that got shot, the pastor, I believe. But in him doing so, it cost him his life. When the shooter saw him get up, he started yelling at him and saying, "Oh, you raped us," and something stupid like that. This is a young 21, or approximately 21 years old. He's a high school dropout, and his parents were divorced or separated, and he took it out on us, and he went out of his way. He didn't even live in the area, but he sought out a black community and went into that church under the guise of doing a Bible study. And at the end of it, he shot those women dead and the 3 men. So you have people infiltrating and coming into your community. And they may initially come in thinking, "Oh, I just want to come in." And then with Dolezal, she's a woman that pretended to be a quote-unquote a light-skinned black woman. And she wore darker skin makeup and wore hair extensions that were, kinky texture, and made you think that she was what she wasn't. She was even married to a black man, and she had a child from that union. But she had gone to a Howard University, and she got upset that, she was offered a full scholarship, but at one point in her, she might have graduated from the school, because she did get her master's in that school. She was applying for, she went in for her master's degree. So I believe she did graduate from that school, and at one point she wanted to become a TA. I think that means teacher's assistant at the school. She was an artist, she drew pictures and painted pictures of, primarily her subjects were black people. And they did have her work on display, and then at one point they put her work down and wanted to put someone else's work up, and she did not get the TA position. She put a lawsuit on the school, said that she's being discriminated against because she's white. Then the courts dismissed her case. She leaves, and at this point of her life, she's in her 20s, she decides at that point, because of that incident, she wants to say that, pretend that she's a black person. And she changed her identity. She moved to a new location where no one knew her. And then, this is the biggest thing about her. She got a job at the NAACP, and she was the president of the Spokane, Washington branch of the NAACP, and then she was what it appears like that she might have mailed to herself or put in her mailbox that anti-black sentiment, and she said that she's been harassed, racial harassment, because of her so-called black, being a black person. And she did this in 2 states. It turns out that this may, as I said, may have been something she planted to get attention. And then it turns out that she's impersonating a black person. And why I mentioned this in this video is that we're too trusting as a black people. We need to know who's coming in and out of our community and what their intention. Oh, I remember the thought of the point of that, you know, with Dolezal and the letter she sent to herself, that she was promoting a race war, promoting hatred or tension between whites and blacks. The same as Mr. Roof, who did the shooting in the Carolinas, you know, in a black church. So both of them were actually individuals who had a motive. One was more deadly. The shooting was deadly. But Dolezal was stealth, and that what could have resulted in her behavior, it could have been a, you know, race war. Someone want to revenge, and anything could have happened. You know, if the tension is tight enough, you know, a potential social explosion. So I'm just, again, reinforcing that we need to take control of our community, know who our neighbors are, and don't believe just any new face that comes into your neighborhood. Know your children, talk to your children, you know. We have to protect ourselves, and we don't need police officers to pretend that they want to befriend. Some are genuine. Some police officers are genuine. It's a stressful job for anybody, you know, to be in. But I'm just saying, they're not the primary source of protection. You have to protect yourself, and neighborhoods should come together. So this is all that I want to share, and I know the video is long, but I felt it necessary to give this information so that you don't become a victim, you know. It's all about self-empowerment for all people, peace to all Americans, and peace to the world. Take care, guys. Enjoy.